Todd Lebo here with another Mavericks Minute with our KC Mavs, and we're going to talk to Jimmy Mazza now, who is first year with the Mavs, but you've been in the ECHL for a while. First off, how have you enjoyed Kansas City, and how's this experience been any different than anywhere else you've been in the league?
Yeah, it's been a phenomenal experience. I was in Orlando for 3 years. I was in Reading, Pennsylvania, Adirondack, New York, and I ended up here in Kansas City, and so far my experience here has been unbelievable. The people in the city have been great to me. Day one, I have a buddy who lives here. I said, what barbecue joints are we going to?
Yeah.
We went to Slaps on the first day I was here, so I enjoyed that. Some burn ends. Been to Q39, and I'm making my way. I think at Joe's Barbecue's next up on the list.
You got to hit them all. You have to test them all. That's what it is. That's what we have here. So I was looking through, doing a little research. You went to Canisius, right? So you played hockey up there. What was that like? And I guess first off, you're from Long Island, right?
Yeah,
a lot of hockey out there.
Guy.
Now that's a little different than a lot of people growing up in Canada or the Canadian border and all that stuff. It's probably a little different experience for you with your youth hockey. And tell me a little about that and how you made your way to Canisius.
Yeah, so I was born in 1994, which is when the New York Rangers won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
So I think hockey was in my blood. I'm pretty sure my pregnant mom, I think my dad had the belly up against the TV. I was watching Brian Leach from my mom's belly. So I was born. It was in my blood. It was such a good time to grow up on Long Island, and you could see all these players in the National Hockey League now. A guy like Charlie McAvoy, Adam Fox, they were playing in the Four Nations tournament. The game's grown a lot, and I'm just glad to be a part of that.
So you played high school hockey, obviously. Then you go up to Canisius. What's the hockey like up there?
Yeah, so Buffalo's another great city. It reminds me a lot, when I came to Kansas City, it reminds me a lot of Buffalo. I know it's a little bit of a rivalry in the NFL there. Yeah. But, I come from Long Island. I'm outside New York City suburb. Dad's a New York City cop. My whole aunts and uncles are the same way, all city cops, firemen. And I ended up in Buffalo, New York. And I never really had a college team growing up. I had the Jets. I was a miserable Jets fan for a long time.
Still?
Yeah, still. So I'm up in Buffalo. And these people are so passionate about their sports up there. They love the Sabres. They love the Bills. And I won't forget, the Bills are terrible that year. And they're scoring touchdowns, and people are banging pots and pans. And I was like, I want to be a part of this city.
Yeah.
So it was such a good experience. I became a Bills fan. I hate to say it on here. But the blue-collarness, the ruggedness, people like to drink beers, have fun. That's what I like about it.
Have you jumped onto a flaming table? Have you been in the Bills Mafia yet?
Yeah, I joined the Bills Mafia. I was pretty devastated that the Chiefs knocked us out this year.
It happens every year. It's just how it goes.
But just to see, like I said, just the city unite around a team like that, and to see this city unite around the Chiefs, like I was cheering for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I loved it. It's a really awesome experience to be a part of.
So this is interesting. I don't know a ton about the NHL, but I know that the Buffalo Sabres are like one of the worst teams ever. Why do they never make the playoffs? What is the deal? The people that like you said, the town is so passionate, and you shouldn't miss the playoffs for multiple years in the NHL. As many teams get in, right?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but it kind of played to our advantage because we were a smaller Division I school at the time, and we were actually nationally ranked. We swept North Dakota. We beat Clarkson, who was #1 that year. And I think the city actually kind of...
They like that, right?
They like that. So they started coming out to our games. We're like, well, we don't want to watch the Sabres. We'll watch Canisius Golden Griffins. And we had such an exciting year, and people really rallied around us, which made it fun for us. So it worked out to our advantage.
So who do you hate up there? How do the rivalries go? Who's Canisius' rival? Like
so
Siena's up there?
Niagara University. It's called the Battle of the Bridge.
Okay.
They're obviously by Niagara Falls there, and we hate them. They're Purple Eagles. They're not real. So 4-time Battle of the Bridge champ versus those guys.
There we go.
We'll keep that going.
Yeah.
Little brag.
Good stuff. So then you got into the ECHL, and I know you spent some time in Orlando. And did you get your MBA?
Yeah, so right now I'm actually completing my MBA from the University of Florida.
Yeah?
So I guess, we do a little chomp, a little Gator action. So that's kind of my college team I pull for now, and I'm in the middle of completing that.
So you're doing all that while you're playing hockey and everything? That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it's a really exciting opportunity. Obviously, for all of us, we love playing professional hockey, and being a part of the community is such a big part of it. But we do have life after hockey, and I think it's a good way to set myself up for potential opportunity after this.
That's pretty cool. So you've been in and around the ECHL for a few years. Tell me how the league has gotten better. I know it's gotten bigger. There's a lot more teams. It's widespread all across the country. What have you seen from the ECHL and how it's kind of advanced?
I think the ECHL advancing has to do a lot with the player pool. Obviously, we had to deal with COVID and all that. But when you look at it now, the parity is very good. When you look at, there's 4 divisions in our league. We're in the West. Mm-hmm. There's 8 teams in our division. 6 of us are over 500. which makes us the best division. Once again, it comes down to the players, and there's passionate fan bases. You could see it here at the Kansas City Mavs game. They're fun to go to. It's good family entertainment, and I think that's the one thing they push there is just that family aspect, and you can have fun and watch good product on the ice.
Yeah, it is fun. I know that. I always tell people, just go out there with your family. You will have fun.
Yeah.
I promise you're going to have a good time. Now, you mentioned the Four Nations. That was a great deal that the league put together to have that sort of all-star break thing. I thought it was one of the most fun things, and I think that it got a lot of attention. And that's good for hockey as well. How much fun did you guys have watching that?
It was so much fun that first game. Seeing USA win 3 fights right off the hop there. They won the game, and then unfortunately, I don't think I caught the finals. I'm not sure who won that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
If it mattered at that point.
It went long. I know that much.
No, it went good. Obviously we wanted to beat Canada in the finals there, but for hockey itself, it was trending all over, all platforms. You saw it on ESPN, Barstool Sports, this, that, the next thing. People who didn't like hockey tuned into those games, so it's great for the growth of the sport.
It was kind of weird, though. We got a lot of things going on. There was booing the anthems and all this kind of stuff. It was like a real, and it was fun. I know those fights, right?
Yeah.
But the fights, those were fun hockey fights. Is that how you would describe those? I mean, How does that work if someone's going to fight 1 second into the game?
Sometimes it happens. I think these guys are passionate on both sides about, their countries and representing the uniform, especially the United States. And sometimes you just got to get that anger out, and you got to let them know, hey, I'm here to play and I'm here to win for my team. And that's what kind of happened that night. I think we're going to win for our country here, and that's what they did.
So if someone throws their gloves down and the other guy doesn't throw his gloves down, what happens? I mean, you have to. When the one guy throws them down, the other guy has to,
It's fight or
right?
flight at that point. If you're not throwing your gloves down, you're probably going to hear it from your teammates and all the fans.
Yeah.
Forever. It was actually funny. My first ever fight I had, I'm 15. Guy's 21. I have no idea what I'm doing. He turns around, drops the gloves. He has a half shield on, a visor. I have a full cage on. I'm nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I take the bucket off. I take the cage off. The other guy decides to leave his helmet on with the visor, and I'm like, oh no, my helmet's off. So I think it's a good idea. I strap this full cage back up on. I go at the guy full speed. He has a visor on, which is you're supposed to take your stuff off, the cage on. He rips it off. I'm on the ice. I'm like eye gouging him. I'm so nervous. I'm this little kid out there. But it was a fight or flight response, right? That was the opportunity I had, so I had to do it. And I was like, whatever, it was over. It was all the boys were like, good job, Jim. You're the young buck out there.
Yeah,
so.
you got to have your first one.
You got to have it. Once you get out of the way, it's easier after that. And then especially it's always more fun to fight at home too than on the road.
The people always cheer.
People always cheer for you.
So it is part of the game. I know they don't like anyone to really get hurt in one of those hockey fights, but it is kind of something that exists and it's accepted in hockey that's not accepted in other sports. It's unique, right?
It's unique, and there's a purpose behind it too. You don't want to just go out there and have two guys be MMA for no reason. Maybe the player in your team gets hit from behind or he gets a head contact, and you got to police the game yourself sometimes. It's difficult for refs. No one wants to be a ref anymore because all they do is get yelled at. Mm-hmm. So sometimes the onus is on us to step up for our teammates, or maybe you're losing and you want to get the crowd into the game. So there's so many reasons and purposes behind it that make it important for the game.
So what's your record as a fighter in hockey?
I would say over 500 for
go.
sure. I'll tell you that. A lot of draws, a lot of wins, couple losses, but they humbly. Everyone loses once in a while.
You got to lose sometimes, right? I mean, no one's undefeated in
No one's undefeated, but definitely more wins than losses.
All right, so you guys are going to finish the regular season. I know last year the Mavs made it all the way to the finals. Does this team have what it takes to make a good deep run back to the finals?
Yeah, when you talk about culture, things start at the top, right? Our team president, Mike, does a great job. That trickles down to Tad and Coach Wes, and they do an unbelievable job to get us motivated and ready for the games. And then we have the leading scorers in the league. We have the toughest players in the league. We have the best fan base in the league. And when you have a culmination of all this together, and great goaltending too, I got to throw out there. We said the goalie of the month. Mm-hmm. When you have all that together, you see success for these teams. And I think we have a great chance to win it all this year.
Well, let's hope that happens. Let's hope you get the whole tour of the Kansas City barbecue done. and got to keep trim, though.
I know, I got to keep trim.
You guys do so much skating. How many calories do you burn in practice? I don't even know.
I don't even know, but
too many, right?
Yeah, too many to count.
Too many to count. That's Jimmy Mazza here with a Mavs Minute with Sports Radio 810.